The platform consists of four different modules. Media Insights looks at the historic development of paid media, unified across all online and offline channels in a very granular manner, where you are able to analyze individual publishers' performance and the different campaign types. In Business Insight, we have access to a strategic overview of not just the paid media, but all the other relevant factors internally and externally. And in predictions, we are able to test different scenarios and put in different constraints and optimize our media budgets and campaigns. And in activities, you are able to store your different test scenarios and you can revisit them and open them and activate them. Uh, Starting with the media insights, as you can see, there is a top view showing the total outcome against the paid media investments. In your case, this could be, for instance, booked lodges or total bookings or a booking of some sort of time limit. The time frame we choose is going to determine how this overview looks and what the numbers are going to be. Let's try add January and February. This is something you can do up here, or you could even zoom in and out or move back and forth with the navigation buttons here. The curve above is the performance, and the spikes below are the investments on any given day. And we are able to look at this on a daily level. We're able to zoom in and out in terms of the resolution and move it to weekly or even monthly to get the details. Looking at this picture, we would be interested in breaking it down, and you can do so by activating some of the flip cards below. Let's activate the media investments to see which channel we have invested in. And let's look at what these media channels has been able to generate in terms of the outcome. Then let's look at the cost per action. This picture is very interesting in the sense that it provides a holistic, a unified picture where you have taken into account the synergistic effects between these media channels. As you can see here, there has been a heavy investment in TV in this time frame. These different channels have contributed to the outcome differently and obviously in somewhat proportion to the investment levels. But as we look at the CPA, we can see there is a somewhat different performance picture across these channels. We are able to go a bit deeper even from this point and look at the publisher level. Let's click on TV to see which TV stations we have invested in. As you can see, we have invested in four different TV channels. These TV channels have performed not in proportion to the investment levels in terms of generating outcome. The CPA is also different in between them. So the variation in the performance here indicates an optimization potential, and treating TV as a homogeneous channel will thereby prevent us from capitalizing on this variation between the TV channels. So this is why it's important to have publisher level insights doing paid media analysis. You can do that with the different type of channels. Here we're looking at print. We can look at out of home, and same with the other channels as well. Additionally, we are able to go a bit further. Down below here, we have a total picture of different parameters, and we are able to also look at, let's say, campaign types. The split between the branding and tactical campaigns that has been invested in across these different publishers. We are able to assess individual publishers in terms of their performance across the time. Different numbers are obviously averages for the chosen time frame. What could be even more interesting is to drill down on a specific publisher with a specific KPI in a temporal overview. You can do so by selecting some different choices up here. Instead of having all media, we could select a specific TV channel and see how the individual TV channel has performed. Let's pick channel 4 here, and then let's look at media investments against the cost per action. Let's try to zoom a bit more in to get the data. Here you have a powerful insight, which is the temporal overview of the CPA evolution for channel 4. So on a very discussions, we can sit here and assess the development of channel 4, benchmark against the overall CPA, and see what has happened and why. This is a bit of hindsight assessment and something that can be complemented by prediction where we are planning going forward. Testing different campaigns can be done by clicking prediction. We can look at investments or target optimizations. The investment optimization, you select a time period and brief the platform of a budget. In the target optimization, you also add a certain target. Let's choose a quarterly campaign, and then let's put in 500,000 as our budget. What is additionally possible is to add some constraints. This makes this output even more operational, as sometimes there are very good reasons to constrain this specific campaign. That could be, for instance, that for this quarter campaign, we do not have the creative ready for a given channel. That could be, for instance, paid radio. We can brief the platform to omit any investments in radio channel. And we could also put in a minimum spend of a certain amount in search. Let's say we want a very specific, let's choose media group and paid search as well. You can add various different type of constraints, and then this optimization takes into account all the possibilities that there are and finds the most efficient one. And the output takes between 6 to 12 minutes, and it would look like this. You will get the plan you briefed for, and it states with the 90% probability what type of outcome can you expect. And in addition to that, there's a potential for even a higher outcome with a less probability. These are the snapshot of the distribution of the probability of the outcome. And a high level overview across the different channels is also illustrated. Then you have the different attributes of the investments based on the investment level, what is the media generated outcome, and what is the media generated profit, what is the cost per action, and what is the media profit ROI. What the platform also provides is some alternatives. The first alternative looks at the constraints and says, well, the platform doesn't know why we constrained our plan. However, if we want to put in any constraints, then it gives us an alternative which looks somewhat different. Basically, the output here gives us a business case for, well, should we or shouldn't we omit a given channel, or maybe we should wait and create that creative. What is the consequences of those decisions? Then thirdly, the alternative looks at the budget, but tries to optimize not against the outcome, but against the media KPIs, such as the media generated profit ROI, the cost per action, and the media profit ROI. As you can see, if we were to optimize the media KPIs against our initial brief, then we could keep our constraints, but lower the investment levels, but with a even more efficient outcome. This output is very granular, and what you see here is just a high-level presentation of it. You can download each of these briefs by clicking here, and it would produce a media buying brief that states what and how much and where to invest on a weekly level per publisher, per campaign types, per product included, and so forth. So, very operational output that can guide you with a high certainty in terms of achieving what it expects. In addition to this picture, there is this strategic view insights where we are able to look at not just the paid media, but also what is our base and what are the all non-media factors at play. And here we have all the contributing factors above the line and all the detractors below the line. And if we have the data categories, we're able to drill a bit down and look at the individual subsets. In online marketing, there were none, but there might be something in, let's say, brand index. Here we can look at the different brand parameters and see in the this time frame what has been the marginal change in the various brand parameters to contribute to this outcome. And we can see two different brand parameters have been positively contributing to the outcome, and two different brand parameters has been negatively affected and been driving a negative outcome. This view is complemented with temporal view below, where you are able to see all the factors simultaneously and you can see their evolution over time. You are able to benchmark this against the previous year with the dotted line here. This insights provides not just paid media, but insights on all the other factors affecting our performance and is able to support breaking down silos across the company and having a decision basis for nation and alignment of the business. Lastly, in the business insights, we're able to look at how the performance has been. In this case, the total performance is negative. And if you don't have the capacity to measure all the factors at play, you might wrongfully cut back on budget and resources in areas that are positively contributing to your performance. Even in downward market, it is important to keep the assessment in a benchmark relative to how the specific competitors or segment of the business you are in. And it could be very detrimental for the business if we cut back on positively contributing factors. Overall, you could lose, but relatively you could win and gain market share. This is a very important insight to have. Lastly, is the ability to go in and assess in flight campaigns. Going back to the media insights, we are able to look at, for instance, a campaign here, which we can see if we click on it, it is assessed where it says, well, this is a good performance. And if we scroll down, we are able to see how this campaign is benchmarked against what the recommendation of the platform would be. We can see here that the scrap area is over investments in relation to what the platform would recommend. And where you see the gray part is where the platform is suggesting that we should have invested a bit more. And we can go in and assess this on a publisher level. So specifically, the platform says we should have invested less in ITV and more in Sky One and in Sky Sport News. And in paid digital display, for example, we should have definitely invested more in The Guardian and BBC. This is a functionality and something that can help us assess both campaigns, but also in-flight campaigns and guide us to